I got into property about 2001. I think my first registration with the EAB was 1999, but officially got involved with it in 2001. And the principal of the company called me in. He said, Louise, I want you to look after Harfield for me. I think you should become an agent. And I said to him, are you nuts? Look at me. I'm not Asian material. I don't want to be one of those. I'm not pushy. I'm not, yeah. He says, no, you'll be perfect. So they chucked me in the deep end, and I ended up in Harfield. I was sent to someone to clean up my look a bit. They needed to give me some help. They, so, so I was told what colors to wear, how to wear my. As you can see, till today I don't wear makeup, and that I had to learn for the environment I was in. And anyway, I ended up in Harfield and absolutely loved it. It was like it wasn't long, and I sold the most properties in Harfield. I was the best performing agent. I got a reward every month. We had like a chairman's awards. I got chairman's awards, um, and I think half of it was because I refused to be pushy, and I also think as a rookie agent, I um, I didn't know any better. Why? What do you mean 7.5%? It's not what we. This is what it is. 7.5% is what you get. You just sign it. You don't have to negotiate. Are you nuts? Anyway, so yeah. So then they gave me a partner, and then I realized I don't play well with others. I have a little bit of a. I am very competitive, um, and my partner at that time was also extremely competitive. So we actually ended up working against one another. Um, but just we just didn't. It didn't work. Then a position came up in Constantia Lower, and I um, went to the principal and I said to him, I want it. I want that area. Give me a small bit. Just give me the balloon pocket. That's what I want. That's all I want. It can be. It's. I think at that time it was 1,200 properties. I said I don't want any more. Just that little. Just that's all I want. And he said, okay, cool. I'll give you 2 months. Come, prove that you're capable. And they never gave me another partner. And I worked there until 2010. 2009 I left to move to Langebaan in 2010. Yeah.
And this was a big franchise, right? I mean, you can tell us which company it
Yes.
was.
It was Thief
With
Property.
Seif. Okay, so you were with Seif. Can you tell us what split were you on there?
A 50-50.
50-50.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't matter how your performance increased, you're still on 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and how was your experience of the kind of environment, not Seif in particular, but just working for a big franchise? I hear so you immediately you were at Loggerheads with a partner, and that was their kind of model. But because you were a good agent, they obviously gave you a sort of special dispensation to be able to work on your own.
Yeah.
Um, what else did you find difficult within that kind of corporate environment?
The problem with me is I'm not corporately orientated at all. For me to sit in an office to make, for me as a salesperson, an office is the last place you should be. And the expectation to sit at your desk and make phone calls to people that, it just doesn't work for me. I network. I'm out in the shopping malls, or those days I was sitting in the coffee shop, and that's where most of my leads and contacts came from. If it's a client, I always meet them in public so people can see me interacting with them. Um, and they expected me to be in the office, do a certain amount of listings, have a certain amount of sole mandates. And I know the model works that way, but it doesn't, for someone like me, it didn't work. I was always at loggerheads with the principal because I didn't do what I was supposed to do.
Okay, so looking into the past, you had great experience with Seif. You did very well with the company. However, you are on a 50-50 split, which is not fantastic. And then you were pushing against a little bit of the sort of corporate.
Yeah.
I often say to people when they're looking at the eXp model, one of the very best things about eXp is the independence that you're going to experience. You're never going to have anybody looking over your shoulder. You don't have to attend any meetings. There's no like reports or how many listings have you got, how many phone calls have you made, where's the spreadsheet that I told you to email me every day. That doesn't exist at eXp. You stand on your own 2 feet. So you were pushing against a bit of that at SEEF. Fast forward the clock, 2010, you moved to Langebaan.
That's right.
What happened then?
I joined SEEF here in Langebaan, but that didn't last long. I didn't fit in with the culture. It was completely different from the southern suburbs. As you can imagine, West Coast to Constantia, it's poles apart. Absolutely, well, yeah. Everyone lists everything. Everyone lists everyone's stuff. It's a madhouse. No one works on sole mandates. No one respects your sole mandate. So it was just unbelievable. It was like it's Wild West. 2012, I think I left them. Also quite successful. Did really nice deals. Got chairman's awards and stuff like that. But also, again, the office environment, you have to do this. Why don't you have this listing? Also 50-50. It's just what ticks me is the money in my bank. You can give me all the chairman's awards that you want. You can give me these little laminated pieces of paper. Really? Naughty badge. You're so sweet, fantastic, well done. Go and get more money for us. That didn't really work for me. The piece of I found them the other day. I don't know why I kept them. It's like a pack of these laminated things. And I can really. And then in 2016, I joined Sotheby's here in Langebaan, and I was with them until I joined eXp in October 2020. But yeah, not, and also the restrictions of have to be in the office, duty days. You've got my client. No, I've got this is my client. No, this is my client. The interaction within the office. That's kind of when I thought, no, I should look for something else. And I decided to actually start my own business. I registered the name. I started going through the EAB process. And that is when I saw the eXp model on Facebook or in some way. It came on popping up, and I thought, what is this? And I knew you because I did a course with you. And I thought, okay, let me just have a look at this. And I think we spoke not long after I saw that.
Yeah, I think I phoned you, and it was just providential timing that you were kind of looking at a change and you were about to start your own business, and all of a sudden eXp seemed to solve every problem that you'd ever had.
But the cost involved to run your own business is astronomical. It's the property 24 fees, the private property, it's just everything is just so expensive, and to start off with that huge overhead and the pressure you put yourself under to perform, it just doesn't make sense. You know what really got me is that I looked at the principals above me or the owners of the companies above me, and we're looking at the cars they drove and the houses they stayed in and the holidays they go on. And I was like, I don't like this. Because they always have a target, and you are always the one that has to meet their target. And I don't like that. I'm not here to fund your holiday or your kids' private schooling or your fancy new car. I'm here for me. And that, I think, pushed me over the edge of wanting to go on my own. I just looked at their lifestyles, and I'm the one making the phone calls at night for a new listing. I'm the one not spending time with my kids because I have a deadline. I'm the one that my kids grew up, and I had au pairs for them because I would leave early in the morning and I would sometimes come home at 11, 12 because I had to close a deal. So some days I didn't see my kids because my principal, the owner of the company, had a target. And that eXp has changed everything.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Yeah. So for me, I'm working for me. And eXp has given me the opportunity to work for me. And for when I look at my husband, he's late 50s and he wants to retire. But he can't retire in his industry, he's in IT. You know, how many 60-year-olds do you know that is in IT? A lot. But with eXp, if I build a decent business, hey, he can retire. You know, and that is for me mind blowing.
Okay, so eXp has definitely solved the independence thing,
Yes,
where
definitely.
you want to build your future and you have a right to build your future without being nitpicked and told what to do and actually feel like you're just building somebody else's future. eXp has liberated you on the independent side of things. Just tell us a little bit about the financial benefits of having moved to eXp. You are South Africa's second capping agent. So just tell us a bit about what capping is and how has the financial transition to eXp been for you?
Oh my word. Okay. Yeah, that was a bit of a, yeah. I obviously left my last company. I had a restraint of trade, but we came to a very amicable agreement. So that was for 6 months. So for the first 6 months of my eXp career, I had to give them 20% of my commission, but I still ended up with 50-50 anyway. So just for 6 months on any deal I did, I was no worse off than what I was when I was working with them.
Because you keep 71% when you join eXp,
Yes.
plus you were then giving that other 20% to your previous employer, so you were still on a 50-50 basically. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So um, then my first deal came through without having to pay anything out, and I was on 70%. I was like, I think I did the calculation quite a few times, and I went to my husband and said, "Am I doing this right? This is what I'm going to get." And he said, "Yeah, that's your that." He says, "Wow, you must do more of these. That's your."
You must do more of these.
He all of a sudden, our mind shift has changed from, "Wow, this is worth it." You know, I've been in the industry for nearly 20 years and this is worth it. The effort, the phone call at 8 o'clock in the morning. I want to see your house, please. All of a sudden, no problem. I'll take you. Other than, oh, no, I'll look at you later. You know, I don't feel like answering the call right now. Now it's, hey, 70% of my offer, 71% is in my pocket. And that changed a whole lot of things. So now I can sell the properties I want to sell. I can list the properties I want to list. I don't have anyone peeking over my shoulder. I earn 71% of the commission. So if I have a 5% com I had a 9 million rand sale, you do the sums. It changes your life completely. Yeah.
And you're not getting 71% now, are you?
No. So in the process, obviously, I paid in my 150% commission, 150,000 rand commission to cap, and my first deal must register now. It will probably register before the end of the month, and wow, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. So now I can actually, yes, it's a lot.
Yeah, so for the benefit of the people who are watching, the capping system at eXp says you only pay in 150,000 Rand in any 12-month period. Once you've paid in 150, which is what Louise has done, you then keep 96% of your commission. So how many more months have you got before you reset?
Okay, 1st of December I reset. Or 31st of November. So where we now?
So you've basically got
September.
May, June, July, August, September, October, November. You've got 7 months that you're going to be earning 96% of your commission.
Yes. Yeah. And you know what it does? The drive you have now to list the right property at the right price, to sell it quickly, has just increased exponentially. Because all of a sudden, just.
No, you're right. They're not tearing the guts out of this thing.
Yes.
They're saying, you know what?
That is enough.
They work on a volume model. You know, if you have enough agents, you don't need to take so much from everyone, especially because eXp do not have bricks and mortar.
Exactly.
Their costs are about like 20% of what the average real estate company's costs are. There is so much more money going around. And instead of keeping it all, they're saying, no, let's all build wealth together.
Exactly. The next thing that really blew my mind is the moment I got my first shares. That was awesome. Because I opted in for the share program. And I think I've got, I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but $2,000 in eXp. So I'm on the NASDAQ.
Yeah, you've got a US dollar based asset.
Yeah.
And in fact, I mean, if you get a 450,000 rand commission, which I think you would get on that 9 million rand house,
Yeah.
And you take 5% of that, and it's being invested in the shares at a 10% discount, that's another 23,000 rands worth of shares that's getting purchased at a 10% discount for you. You know, you keep doing that over the next 5 years. You could end up with hundreds and hundreds of thousands of rands worth of shares sitting on a US dollar based asset. Yeah. And who knows what the share price is going to do.
Yeah, and the company is growing so much that it's a no-brainer. It's like an investment in your own future.
Any last thought you would want to share?
It's a no-brainer. Join eXp. Just open your horizons. Just have a look and see what is out there. Don't feed someone's holiday. Don't feed someone's fancy car. Feed your own fancy car and your own holiday. It's so possible. You know, it's a no-brainer.